Stop. Hi, my name is Lynn, and welcome to my channel. It's called Anime RX. Um, I'd been wanting to do a podcast for years, but the bottom line was I wasn't smart enough to figure out how to do the microphones and all of the editing and everything. So I figured, well, let's do video because anybody can do video. Well, I jinxed myself because this is like the sixth time I'm attempting it. It's not as easy as you would think. And since I don't know how to edit it, every time a mistake happens, I'm deleting 20 minutes worth of talking. So it's really, really working my nerves. So the last 20 minutes, I videotape myself sideways. And there's no way to flip a video that I'm aware of. So now we have this one. Okay. So today, what I would like to do is discuss Ghost in the Shell. All of you who watched the Super Bowl last Sunday, you saw the first commercial, for the big one, the new Ghost in the Shell. Of course, there's been trailers all over YouTube and the big event in Tokyo. It's hashtag GiTS Tokyo, where they brought out the cast and the producer, and they had this awesome event for Ghost in the Shell for the movie. And so let's talk a little bit about it. It's a cyberpunk, heavy action, robots, cyborgs, kind of spy stuff because it deals with Section 9. When it first came out, it was a manga form like in '89, and then when the movie came out, in Japan it was named Mobile Armored Riot Police, and then underneath it was Ghost in the Shell. I do believe it was the creator who wanted to make this an homage to this really, really cruddy movie called Ghost in the Machine that was from back in the day. I mean, it's been like 20 years since I saw that movie. I think I saw it twice. But if the creator wanted an homage, he got the homage, and so he did that. So let's start. Ghost in the Shell is public security, Section 9, and they're kind of spies, and they're in and out of the government. It's kind of covert ops, and it's really kind of exciting. And what I've realized with this film is that the new creator, I'm talking about the film that's coming out March 31st, with Scarlett Johansson, and we'll address the whitewashing nonsense shortly. Oh, I forgot my films. Okay. So hopefully my husband will come down. Nick, he'll come down and he'll hand me my films that I forgot over there somewhere. So I want to address that. But first of all, let's get to what Ghost in the Shell is about. The opening, if they're keeping it as close to the first movie as possible, they're introducing a character called the Puppet Master. And the Puppet Master was actually created by another section of these covert people. It's Section 6. They do these side dealings. It's kind of like the American government. What's going on over here? Nobody knows over here. It's all a big secret. And although somebody knows, nobody's talking. So it delves deep. Oh, what the heck? It delves deep with cybernetics and diving. It's, they plug transponders into the back of their neck and they can hack computers, and the Puppet Master is like a master hacker. So they're going to do that, and they're delving into the DVD Innocence. They're taking part of that, and I think they're taking some, well, they're using a lot of the Laughing Man too, so it might just be, the movie just might be a big compilation of the entire thing, all the movies except for the prequel Arise, except for those 4 movies. So it probably has a lot. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm just seeing these flashes, and it's like, well, that's from there, and that's from there, and that's from there. We won't know until the 31st. I guess that's a good point. So So the person who did the very first soundtrack, his name is, what is it? Kenji Kawai. How cute is that? Kenji Kawai, that's my name. Yeah, yeah. So he did the first one. And he did, I know I'm going to get this wrong, but it's like an ancient form of Japanese, this wedding song. And he originally wanted Bulgarian choir singers to sing it, but the Bulgarians couldn't learn the Japanese, so he had a Japanese chorus sing it. It's really, really interesting. It's futuristic, it's chanty, it fits, it just fits, it just does. He makes magic with it. It's amazing. Okay, so the film came out in 1995, and the film was such a huge, let me adjust this. The film had a huge impact on, wow, is it the Wachowski brothers? Whoever did The Matrix, because they used some things from Ghost in the Shell and The Matrix, especially the ending scene when he's running through that big fruit market area and shots are flying and everything and he's dodging them. That is almost frame for frame from Ghost in the Shell. It was one of the biggest budgeted, if not the largest budgeted movie anime ever made. Maybe somebody took the title. I don't think so, because they wound up taking like the whole production crew to Guam, and they had a variety of guns and rifles and grenade launchers. And I'm imagining a really good time. It's just like they wanted to see when you shot a bullet, if you took a hollow point bullet and you shot it into something metal, what does it look like? If a bullet hits a wall, are there sparks? Are there not sparks? How does it leave it? And so they did that, and that's what makes the movie seem really legit. Yeah, trust me, I know. I live in Chicago. People dodging bullets left and right. No, I'm joking. Joking. But no, they made it as realistic as possible. And yes, I've been to the firing range, so I know how stuff blows up, and I know. So the fact that they did that in 1995, and this is 2017, they did that for an anime. Anime. Not a real movie, an anime. So kind of really ahead of their time, you know what I mean? So let's get to this part. Okay, so everyone is complaining about Scarlett Johansson. All right, so this is the whitewashing nonsense. So let's feed you little trolls something. I want you to look first at, from the original movie from back in 95, the body that was assembled for the puppet master to hold it. What do you see here? I see blonde hair and big round blue eyes. That's what I see. Can you see that? Yeah. And let's see. And here's Motoko Kusanagi. Yes, this is her. I wish I could take off her sunglasses, but I can't. But you know what? She doesn't really have a race. Not really. She's a cyborg. She shouldn't. She's plastic and metal. She's robotic. There should be no nationality assumed. The only thing living is her brain. That's it. That her brain. That's the only thing that's still human. Sega came out with this when they did Laughing Man. And let's see. Can you see her eyes? Well, there is nothing spectacularly Asian about these eyes, is there? Nope. And this one here, I would like to point out, if you can see it. How good is the camera going to get it? Oh, she's going to fall off her stand. You know, this one is the worst out of all of the figurines. As it pops out. Okay. All right. Do you see her with her closed eyes? Look. Oh, it does look kind of similar, doesn't it? Oh, and guess what? I'm not Japanese. I'm not Asian. I pretend I am because I love everything about the Japanese culture. I'm really not Asian. I don't know if you can tell that. Okay, so we have that. Oh, and oh, let's not forget this. Hold on. You have to see this. So this great selling, and it's still selling today. All right, so look at the nose on the sculpture. Can you see the nose? Can you see that pointy thing? That looks like a really bad botched plastic surgery job to me. This nose is heinous. There's no Asian with a nose like that. Nobody has a nose like that. Well, maybe me, because, I'm very Euro. Yeah. Some people like to call me Natasha because they think, oh, look at her. She must be from Poland or Russia or Ukraine. Yeah, so I have nose like this. But you know what? It's not a Japanese nose. And let's tackle some other things. When the movie was shot, the backdrop wasn't Japan. No, oh, big shock. Oh my goodness. Yeah, they actually went and flew over Hong Kong and they used some of the streets as landmarks. And if you watch the anime itself, you'll see a lot of it is Hong Kong. Um, Even down to the beer that they're drinking when they're on the boat. And Motoko, yes, this fully cybernetic body, Motoko. She loves scuba diving. She loves scuba diving. They're saying that this is a direct relation to those fish in the commercials of the movie. You see that you see these holographic fish. You just see them, and they say that's supposed to represent her, how she feels like she's swimming. She's swimming in her shell. That she's a ghost swimming in her shell, and so these fish are supposed to represent that. I don't know if they're going to explain that in the movie, but that's just like internet talk. Um, I don't know. I thought it harkened back to, in the opening scene when she does her dive. She takes off her jacket and she gets down naked and she puts her visor on for the optical camouflage and she falls down and she breaks out the window and she starts shooting bad guys. I thought she blew up the fish tank, but I knew that there was a fish tank with koi in it in that room. So I thought they just took that in because koi is it's so Japanese that they just threw those in there. That's kind of what I thought. But if there's a deeper meaning, I guess we'll have to find out. So, okay. So obviously the merchandising part of Ghost in the Shell, nothing is Japanese. There's no Asian features. It's round-eyed. It is what it is. We should be happy that the anime industry is making live action films. That's the most important part here. And you need to support the anime industry because they're worth supporting. Um, when they made Death Note, the movie, it was awesome. The dub was kind of, I wasn't really impressed with the dub, but I bought both of them and I love them. I watched them. Dragon Ball Z, the movie, when they released it in the theaters last October. I took my cousin Wally and we went to go see it, and I loved it. What is it? Dragon Ball Z Evolution. I think the reason I think that's so hysterical. I mean, I loved it. I watched it. Um, but those were the two lead people in Shameless, the series, Goku and Bulma. It's like, yeah, they got their start in an anime movie, a live action anime movie. So that's kind of cool. Attack on Titan, that's a good live action movie. Still waiting to hear more about Keanu Reeves doing Cowboy Bebop. That has been talked about forever. What I would have liked to have seen in this movie is, while I love Kenji Kawai, I love his music. Um, this series, I think, is so successful because of Yoko Kanno's songs. I love her as a composer, as a singer. there's just something about her, and it brings the series to life. You know what I mean? Um, if you do like I did, I jumped into watching the series before the movies. So when I saw the very first movie, and then I bought the second one because it was supposed to be, oh, they always say, oh, it's a better graphics. We did this, we did this, we did, and to me, there was no difference, and it was just really annoying. It's like, okay, you got me suckered in. I have two of the same movie, so good for you. You got me. But for me, it would have been so much better because the first person who does the voice is, I have it written down somewhere. What is her name? I don't know now. Oh, Mimi J. Woods. Mimi J. Woods does the voice of Motoko Kusanagi. And in the series, it's done by Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who also goes under Melissa Williamson. I don't know why. I know Williamson's her married name, but Melissa, I don't know where that comes from. But I guess when you're a voice actor, you can take any name you want. And I guess, too, if actors are on strike or voice actors are on strike, you can go under a pseudonym, so you don't need necessarily your SAG card to go ahead and do the voices. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Because I know Steve Blum, who I love, Cowboy Bebop reference again, he has two different names associated to him. And the funny thing is Yoko Kanno does too, but not for that reason, because they don't have unions and stuff in Japan. Yoko Kanno has like an alter ego. Yeah, it's weird. And they were trying to pin it. I don't know why it was so hard to pin it down that it was her, but yeah, look it up on the internet. It's full of interesting facts like this. Um, so that's it. That's the lowdown on Ghost in the Shell. So I don't know if Scarlett Johansson is going to be able to be very much like in the anime, because the characters hardly blink. It's constantly with their eyes wide open. And in the movie, the first movie, Motoko Kusanagi, the major, her eyes were almost like a white and blue, like a silver. So I don't think Scarlett Johansson is wearing any contacts, or if she is, her eyes might be the red, like that they made them in here. They made her eyes red. I don't know why that color change was, but there's different changes from when they adapted from the movie into the series. So that'd be interesting to see what color. I can't freeze the TV long enough to look at the commercials to see what color her eyes are. Did I want to say anything else? I don't think so. I don't think so. So go and watch it on March 31st. Support all anime. It's so important. You trolls out here who are just complaining to complain, about the Japanese thing, please stop, because you're making fools of yourself. If you watch the movie, you would see cyborgs don't have a nationality. They don't. They just don't. It's manufacturing, people. So there's that. Oh, good. Here's your hookup for anime. Watch Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll. No viruses, no nothing. You can watch your anime free. If you want to pay a subscription, $6.95 a month. That way you get unlimited, no commercials, because otherwise you're worth watch it with commercials. And you get to watch the stuff that comes from Japan like an hour later. And some of the proceeds go back to the anime artists, the creators. So they give back to Japan. So I think that's really cool. And Crunchyroll is out of San Fran in Cali. So make sure, try and support them if you can. It's a worthwhile endeavor. And yeah, welcome to my very first video cast. I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm sure I'll get better with time. This is my first shot at it. Thanks for watching. Later.